Okay, we have a great privilege. We're here with Randy Shields. I've known Randy for a lot of years. Randy was about 15 when I first came to his house. Met his dad as a stuntman in a commercial I was doing, and Randy was kind of beginning his amateur career as a boxer. And so actually Randy and I were in the ring together quite a bit till he got to hitting so hard. I said, you know, I've had enough. But Randy has been a world-class boxer. He's the only one who beat Sugar Ray Leonard in the amateurs. He had, I don't know, how many divisions did you fight in, Randy? I can't remember, 3?
I fought in 3, won them all.
He won all 3 divisions that he fought in. He was in the era of Roberto Duran, Hitman Hearns, Leonard, and it was probably one of the most exciting eras in my mind.
Well, that's what they say, yeah.
It was incredible. And tell us, this whole show is about fitness, and you've always been. I know we used to run North Hollywood Park. We didn't jog, we ran.
Yes.
But you've always maintained a pretty high profile, and in fact, Randy has been a bodyguard for many years. Obviously, you're not a bodyguard if you're not well able to take care of things, whatever happens. But tell us a little bit, Randy, about anything that comes to your mind about your history and fitness and just how important it's been to your life.
Well, I kind of unfortunately got burnt out in sports and working out, and had a lot to do with my dad and the way I was brought up. But I was known. They wrote me up as being the best conditioned athlete in the world of all athletes.
Wow.
And
didn't Muhammad Ali get that title too one time?
Not condition wise, but as far as like a boxer, yeah. As a boxer, but not condition.
Okay.
So my first mini marathon was ran with John Disterdick. I was 1971.
God.
And we ran a 15-mile mini marathon, and I went, forget this. I had a bad day, and but after that, I ran a lot of 10Ks. I ran track and cross country in high school, and I did it for boxing.
Yeah.
And so in boxing, I never wanted to see myself laying on the canvas looking up at the lights. So I worked out harder than anybody else. I pushed and pushed and pushed to where now I just had surgery on my right arm, had a complete replacement and rotor cuff and tears in my shoulder and tendon, bicep tendon and everything.
Was it an accident that caused that, or
no, just over the years.
Yeah.
So hopefully it'll soon feel better, which it takes forever.
Sure.
And hopefully I can start working out again. Because I was playing catch with my grandson. He's 6 years old. He's on the championship team. And all I could do is throw underhanded.
Yeah.
Can't throw overhand. So I went and got it fixed. Because he said, my shoulder's bothering me. We'll have to play later. And then he tells his dad, I hate the way Papa throws the ball because I can't throw overhand. Yeah. I can't throw in hard like he wants it to. So I had surgery over the years of abuse, and so now I'm going to start working out again. Hopefully, in about 6 more months, I can start working out again.
But you've always stayed in good shape. I mean,
yeah, it's always been.
Is it diet, just things you watch out for?
No, I eat everything I can. I eat 4 or 5 meals a day.
Oh my God.
Just to keep my weight on. So I lose weight very fast. And if I don't eat, I lose weight.
Yeah.
So it went through a transition about 10 years ago or more where I used to eat and I put on weight. So I had to watch what I ate. Then it got to where I was eating and losing weight. So now I have to eat weight, eat dessert, which I don't mind.
Yeah, really.
So, even though I'm lactose intolerant, I'll eat a pint to a half a gallon at night, just to keep on weight.
Wow. Is it? I wonder if it's metabolism that changes as we mature.
Well, it did change, and my good friend Joe Lar, we sort of changed at the same time, to where he used to eat like I do, and lose weight. Then he started putting on weight, and I started losing weight. So we sort of did a role reversal.
Yeah.
But I like eating and losing weight. I like that concept.
That's a great concept.
Yeah.
I think a lot of people. Randy, what would you say to those people on the couch? They say, well, Randy, he was a professional boxer. I mean, but I don't know that I can get up and do anything or start some kind of exercise program.
That's where the willpower comes in.
Okay.
You have to have some kind of regiment every day to where you have a goal. I had to have a goal. So you get up and do some walking. Lunch, instead of eating, grab a snack and walk a couple miles.
I had to trick my brain into every day I write down what I did physically. And I didn't want to put a big zero. So sometimes I say, well, I'll just run around the block. And once I've gotten halfway around the block, I'm okay to do a couple
3
miles.
more, right.
Yeah.
And
Just got to get started.
that's the whole thing, is once you get started, then you don't want to stop.
And it's got to become a lifestyle.
It does, and in that lifestyle comes routine. And in that routine is when you get up an hour earlier, go to bed an hour earlier, to where you can get up and do some kind of routine, and then go to work. And then as you start losing weight, it all comes in to where you want to lose weight. You want to do an extra mile. So you're sort of your own cheerleader at the same time. Once you start, you don't want to stop.
Well, I know, Randy, over the years and your professional career and your titles, and it's pretty amazing. Anything that you've seen in other people or learned or watched or observed that's impacted you in terms of keeping you going forward, active? Can you think
I've never been inspired by anybody.
Okay.
I've
been self-motivated.
Yeah, I was just the guy who didn't want to look up at the lights laying on the canvas. So I only touched the canvas twice out of hundreds of fights. 52 pro fights, 92 amateur fights, 26 junior fights, and 150 exhibitions.
Wow.
I only hit the canvas twice.
Wow.
And
that's a pretty amazing record.
And the first guy who put me down, he was a southpaw, a reconverted southpaw that I didn't know was a converted. I said, why didn't you tell me? So I walked right into his left hand, thinking a right hand was going to come, and he hit me with the left hand, dropped me. It was a flash knockdown. I still remember it, where I went, wow, this is different. And so I said, well, I better not take any chances because I don't know what this feels like. So I walked over, grabbed the ropes, pulled myself up. I went, oh, I'm fine. I went back in and I knocked him out in the next round. So.
Well, I remember when you and your dad and I would go to Chino prison.
Yes.
And we would invite anybody up in the ring that wanted to fight your dad. We would go in there for a few rounds, and then any of these gorillas that thought they were tough, they could walk in. And not many of them stayed in long.
Actually, I forget his name, but he was trained by the quarries. And he went to Chino prison for something he did wrong. I think a robbery or something. And he was state champion as a pro. And he was also prison champion at Chino. And he was like 28, I was 15. And
that's a huge.
Yeah, but they said, okay, we want to work with you. After the first round, he tried to put it on me, and I fought back because he said, no, let's take it easy. Second round, he came after me again, so I knocked him out. And after that, all the prisoners stopped whistling at me. When I first got, I had the long blonde hair, and it was very.
You were a cute kid.
I was petite.
Yeah.
with long hair. So they stopped whistling after me, after that.
Oh, I love it. I love it. I know, like I said earlier, I remember you and I running North Hollywood Park, and we flat ran that park.
Over and over and over again. My first mini marathon, and I think it was yours also, we ran a 15-mile marathon in Orange County, and it was around, I don't know if it could have been a lake, but it was an 8-mile course, and we ran it twice. And you kept going, and I said, 6 to 8 miles is enough for me. I don't want to run the big ones anymore. Because I had the hard workouts at night to contend with. So running much more than that was kind of a lot.
And it wasn't, how many years ago were you inducted into the Boxing Hall of Fame in New York?
I was inducted into 3.
Okay.
And the last one was about 2 years ago.
Okay.
Actually, right before the pandemic.
Oh, I didn't realize. And were they different states?
Different sanctions.
Okay.
But some were bigger than others. I didn't pay attention of who's who and what's what. I just think that one's against the other one. I said, you know what, boxing has a hard enough time staying afloat, without you guys bickering who's the best.
Yeah.
And I said, everybody's got to help everybody in this business. So, if you want to induct me, I said, that's fine. It's good for the kids. It's good for the sport. And let's just keep it going instead of bickering between each other.
And you've done some training yourself with some people with some of the things you've learned, some unique moves that you've developed yourself.
It's like Joe Goosen said, what I know and can teach, fighters they don't get it. And I disagree with that. I think you can learn anything as long as you work at it. And I've done 13 different counters to a jab where most people will do 1 or 2. And of course, some of these are counters that really don't mean anything. It's just something that I did out of boredom. But regular counters, without getting hit, you can hit somebody, it gets you inside. It gets you throwing punches. And right there, for most people, they just walk into it. And you don't want to get hit. I don't want to get hit. So I was good defensively, but I would slip punches and hit without getting hit.
Yeah, I know you were a master. Randy, the other thing we like to talk to people about for the channel is, what belief system is uppermost in your heart and your mind, and
Well, we all believe in Christ, and
we do, but it's a shame that there isn't a lot more. But that's the most important thing in life.
It takes a lot more than that to get you out of bed. You're on your knees and you're praying to God isn't going to get you up and run 6 miles. And so if you don't have a goal, whether it's losing 50 pounds or 10 pounds, or winning a title, or winning a fight, or just making your best, that best that you can do, without that goal, you're not going to go anywhere.
Yeah.
You can't just get up and just, run. If you didn't, as John Disterdick, if you didn't have your triathlons to go through and you wanted to do your best at what you do, why would you get up and do what you do?
Yeah.
You wouldn't. So having a goal, I think, is the most important thing anybody could have, whether it's to please your wife, to lose that 50 pounds, lose your gut, or go in to beat somebody in the ring, or just be better who you are in the gym.
Yeah, and you found that over the years that relationship with Jesus Christ and that prayer and just that sense of contentment through the power of the Spirit, that's been a part of your life as you've matured.
It's been a part, but like I said, at one point when I fought Tommy Hearns, I didn't go in as a killer.
Yeah.
And I didn't have to pull back. I just have to have a different frame of mind going into a fight. And after that, I tore the rotor cuff from my arm, and and my career just kind of went downhill after that. But I still stayed #1 in the world for a couple more years.
Yeah, you had a very illustrious career. A lot of people follow you. I know people back in Tennessee that have watched your career with a lot of admiration. Well, Randy, we just appreciate you taking the time to tell us a little bit about,
Well,
life and experiences.
My time is your time.
I love it. And now we're sitting here in a park with Randy's got, I don't know how many grandkids behind us, and his wife and family and everybody's.
Yep, they all have birthdays, and we gotta, root them along. And as they do, they're playing baseball with the baseball team. So
yeah, we gotta let you celebrate with all of those family members. Again, Randy, what a pleasure. Thank you.
Thank you so much, John.
Appreciate it, brother.
Yeah.